There we go. We got our Seattle energy up in this place. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone who's here. Just looking out at the crowd just brings me so much joy. I just saw someone that I haven't seen in a long time. We used to work together in Human Services Department, and they asked me how I'm doing. Am I loving this job? And I said, I love all of it. And I said, especially moments like this. Especially moments like this with our community members, especially moments like this with our city department partners. This is the joy of this work. So, my name is Jennifer Chow, and I am the director of the Department of Neighborhoods. I am deeply honored to open this joyful event today as we gather to recognize Seattle's achievement in winning the 2025 All-America City Award. Let's give that up. This award is a testament to the dedication and resilience of our community members who strive to protect and restore the environment and natural resources that are critical to our collective well-being. Today, we celebrate not just an award, but a reflection of the heart and soul of our city. We know that when community and government work as one, our collective actions can be transformative. Our success as a city is measured by how well we listen to, engage with, and uplift our diverse communities. This award demonstrates the impact of the One Seattle vision and what is possible when we tackle challenges together. Winning the All-America City Award for the second year in a row is a powerful affirmation that our efforts to engage with our communities are making a real difference, and you'll hear from them later. It also serves as a call to action to continue our work, to keep connecting our neighborhoods to the work of the city, and to be a national leader in modeling how community engagement is done. I would like to extend my gratitude to our Mayor Harrell for his One Seattle vision and leadership. Yes. I also want to thank the leaders across the city, our community members and our city department partners at City Light, Seattle Public Utilities, and the Office of Sustainability and Environment who partnered with us in this effort. And yes. And a huge thank you to the staff of the Department of Neighborhoods who worked tirelessly to pull this all together. As you can see, As you can see, our team captain, Iona McKenzie, is not here today. She's on a well-deserved vacation, but she is with us, not just in spirit, but in photo. So please take time to take a picture with her and send it to her because she would love it. Thank you to Jean Murphy, Kate Oliver, Susie Phillipson, Stanley Tsao, who was a valuable part of the presentation, Jen Brandon, who wrote a compelling application and script, and Iona McKenzie, our amazing team captain, who steered the ship to victory. Yes. This award would not have been possible without all of us working together. With that, I would like to invite Seattle Public Utilities General Manager and CEO, Andrew Lee, to share a few remarks.
What I love most about our city being recognized as a national leader for our work in community engagement and environmental sustainability is that the entire nation has a chance to see what all of us have known for a really long time. Namely, that Seattle is an incredible world-class city with amazing values, the brightest minds, the most passionate and committed environmentalists, and people that genuinely care and look out for one another. Over the last 25 years, I've had people asking me, I've had the opportunity to work in 3 different cities. I sit on 2 national boards, and I interact with utility director counterparts all across the country. And consistently, I have people asking me, what is Seattle doing? How are you trying to reduce waste going to the landfill? How are you engaging in community and environmental justice communities? How are you innovating to protect our most precious water resources? And these questions are just numerous because people want to see and know, how are we doing it so that they can follow our lead? This award, which is really a recognition of the incredible heart and soul of our leaders. Thank you, Mayor Harrell. Thank you, Councilmember Solomon. Our department directors, thank you so much to Dawn, to OSC, to City Light, to SPU, and then all of our employees and our community members. It confirms that Seattle is leading and paving the way for our country to fight our most important battles against climate change, against marginalization, against racism. And I'm so proud and want to express my heartfelt thanks to all of you for your work in this space. You truly all deserve this award and all that it represents for our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. We are so thankful for our partnership with SPU. Next, I would like to introduce my friend and colleague, Don Lindell, General Manager and CEO of Seattle City Light, to say a few words and introduce our Seattle delegation that traveled with her to the All-America City competition in Denver.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. So it was such an honor to join the Seattle delegation, these amazing people, at the All-American competition in Denver. I actually was supposed to be a person in the audience cheering, but the number one executive couldn't go, the number two person couldn't go, and I was going to be in Denver, so I got the honor to do this, but I was truly humbled and inspired by the experience. It's a partnership. It was high energy. And when I say energy, I mean it. We went from early in the morning till well into the evening, every single day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think we ended up finishing around 10. Though the last part of that was a lot of fun since we had won. And it was just crazy. So people come with delegations of 50, 60 people. They come with all this crazy technology, robots and spacesuits and all kinds of stuff. And we had these. So there we are with our t-shirts and our powerful voices, and we realized when we did our practice that everyone else had entry music. And we were like, well, shoot, we ought to have at least some entry music. I mean, they had chants and entry music and fans slapping and all kinds of stuff going on, and we're like, well, we could probably afford a speaker. So Angela and I hopped over to Target downtown, and we bought ourselves a speaker, and we connected it to an iPhone, and we jammed our way in to it. It was, yeah, Louie, oh, we gotta go. Yeah. So anyway, we danced to it with passion. We did not sing to it, thank God, or we might not have won. So this award, oh, and I also have to acknowledge Team Seattle City Light here, who, while I'm out gallivanting around doing All-America Cities, was taking care of things here at home. So thank you, team, very much. And a special thank you to the person who runs my life, Brittany Garcia Stubbs, who has the impossible task of doing my calendar, and who was like, really? You're going to go to All-America Cities? Yes, I am. So made that happen. Thank you. So this award, it recognizes the thoughtful and the intentional collaboration with our fellow city departments and our community partners, who you're going to hear from next, and the results those efforts have achieved to ensure our work is grounded in equity. Together, we build a healthy, a sustainable, a thriving Seattle for today and for future generations. I get the pleasure of acknowledging the individuals who made up the Seattle delegation that traveled to Denver to present on our behalf of our city. So if you are here, please stand up and join me. From Seattle City Light, Angela Song. Woo! From Seattle Public Utilities, Belinda Chin. Woo! She's not here, but love her. From the Office of Sustainability and Environment, Bridget Igo. Woo! From the Seattle Department of Neighborhoods, Iona McKenzie. And Stanley Stanley Tsao. Woo! And the heart of our delegation, our community partners, Cesar Garcia, Linda Lee, Carmen Martinez, who we're missing, and Celeste Mundo. And I'm telling you what, you spend the weekend with people, you get to know them well. So thank you, team. Right.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cesar Garcia. I am a community organization co-director, Lake City Collective. And I don't have a script, but I have some thoughts of why we won. And actually, I want to say, I hope you believe in the underdog story. Because when we started, like looking at all these people, like, you know, these big delegations, you know, a police sergeant that was a poet laureate, and you had, you know, state representatives, you had county executives, you had all these people, you know, like, and so flashy, you know, and we look at you know, each other like, you know, like, do we have a chance to win? And it was very intense, and for me, it became clear when we won, and I kind of put myself in the mind of the jurors, that what we portrayed to these jurors was years of work. You know, years of the city, you know, intentionally coming to the community, and also communities being welcomed by this city. That's what we portrayed. That's the confidence, and all the work on environment that this city has done across departments, across communities. When we won, I was like, I remember saying, Dawn, you know, I don't know how we pull it off. But now, you look at this room, you know, there is no question why. While the city continues to look like this room, while this city continues to go intentionally to communities, and working with them, welcoming them, then this team will win, and the city will win again. So I really want to thank the city for inviting community members like us to be part of this, you know, huge, you know, event. And also, I welcome the city for providing so much for my community and community organizations like I represent. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Celeste Mundo. And so being part of the Duwamish Valley Youth Corp has allowed me to not only learn new things, but meet new people. I started with picking up litter around South Park, to testing water from the Duwamish, and even having the opportunity to teach my own cohort about the watershed model. So when Carmen called me, I assumed she wanted me to do the same. But instead, she had invited me to be part of this amazing conference that took place in Denver. I was a bit nervous at first. I wasn't sure what to expect. But as soon as I met my team at that first team dinner, I knew that not only was I going to be part of something amazing, but I was going to be surrounded with people who are passionate with what they do. So it is an immense honor to stand before you today to reflect on our unforgettable experience at the All-America City Awards Conference in Denver. This gathering is not just a celebration of community achievements, but also a demonstration of the power of collaboration, innovation, and shared vision, which is why I would like to thank each and every single one of you for your hard work, Together, we demonstrated what can be achieved when diverse talents unite towards a common goal. Our success at the conference is a reflection of our shared dedication and strength of our community, which is why we are One Seattle. Thank you.
大家好 I'm Linda Lee, a proud community liaison for over 8 years. You know, the music of Louis Louis is still in my mind now. Attending the All-American City Award was inspiring. It was a celebration of collaboration, engagement, and community pride. Our delegation represented the diversity of our city: youth, community liaison, city officials, and nonprofit partners, all united by a shared story of grassroots solutions that inspire change and what can be achieved when the city works with the community, not just for the community. Standing on that stage, I was so nervous. But when my colleagues spoke passionately about the citywide initiatives, I felt a deep sense of pride and confidence. Now, we would like to share the presentation with you all. This video reminds me that when people come together with purpose, passion, and a willingness to listen, real change can happen. Thank you.
Good morning, Seattle. I'm glad to see the Pacific Northwest repping with energy this morning. Thank you. Seattle, Washington, are you ready?
We are
One Seattle ready!
You may begin.
Cue that video!
Hello to the National Civic League and my fellow All-American City finalists. I'm Bruce Harrell, the mayor of Seattle, and I'm proud to say that I'm the third generation of my family to call this city home. Now, much like the Coast Salish people who have cared for these lands and waters for countless generations, we in Seattle feel a responsibility to protect, restore, and preserve the environment and natural resources that are vital to our health and future. You see, Seattle's natural beauty isn't just what makes this city so special. It's also because we draw visitors and new residents here every year. But with that growth comes challenges. Combined with the impacts of climate change, the pressures on our resources like food and water and energy, well, they demand action. Not just action, but partnership. A collaborative response where we work together to replenish and restore and sustain that which surrounds us. Today, I'm excited to share how our residents and our city government are coming together to co-create a bold vision of a healthier, cleaner, greener future for Seattle. Through our One Seattle approach, we're advancing a climate justice plan that not only prioritizes equity, but also takes decisive, necessary steps to build resilience. We're committed to ensuring that Seattle remains a thriving city, not just for us today, but for the generations that will follow. That's the power of all of us working together. Thank you for this opportunity to showcase our work and to hear about the inspiring efforts of cities all across the country Together, we're building a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
Hi, my name is Dawn Lindell, and I'm the CEO for Seattle City Light. It is my honor to be up here with both colleagues and community partners from the Emerald City in the Evergreen State. And we are here today to share how we're reducing energy inequality and building a sustainable future together.
Hola, buenos dias. My name is Celeste Mundo, and I'm a member of the Duwamish Valley Youth Corps. The need to advocate became very real in 2022 when flooding in the neighborhood South Park displaced families and hurt small businesses.
We're here to share 3 stories of how local government and communities co-created a vision for a greener future. Our first story is about building a transportation system powered by clean energy and guided by community priorities.
你好，我的名字是宋雨婷. Hello, everyone. My name is Angela Song, and I'm the Transportation Electrification Portfolio Manager at Seattle City Light. Transportation is Seattle's #1 climate pollution, and although we've made great strides in our electric vehicle infrastructure investments, we know it's not enough, and that's why we are empowering communities to create their own energy future.
你好, my name is Stanley Chow. I'm the Community Liaison Advisor at the Department of Neighborhoods. So rather than make assumptions about community, we went directly to those most impacted by transportation emissions to understand their urgent needs.
大家好, I'm Linda Lee, one of the many community liaisons that provided community outreach for this project. Our goal was to engage 500 community members across 10 neighborhoods in 24 languages and cultural groups.
Community liaisons hosted electric vehicle demonstration with seniors and people with disabilities. We engaged residents and small businesses in their own languages. And we also listened to youth concerns about jobs and let teenagers even jump inside an electric vehicle where the gas engine used to be.
My first language is Mandarin, and I'm part of Seattle's Chinese community, so I knew to recruit people using WeChat app. At our focus groups, we created a welcoming afternoon tea vibe with snacks and drinks.
We heard that people wanted clear, reliable information, in-translation support, hands-on technology demonstrations, and infrastructure that empowers entire communities and not just single households.
This feedback shaped a plan for community-led solutions, such as providing electric rents to social services, charging stations to small, women, and minority-owned businesses, as well as engaging youth to co-create green job opportunities.
And we're not done yet. We know innovation and resilience already exist within our communities, and it is our job to resource that resilience.
We can't shift away from fossil fuels in transportation without community leadership. Our partners at the Office of Sustainability and Environment embrace this too, co-creating the city's food action plan with community input.
Hola, buenos días. I am Cesar Garcia, co-founder of Lake City Collective, a grassroots organization. Alongside peers from diverse communities citywide, we partnered with the Office of Sustainability and Environment to develop the 2025 Food Action Plan.
Hello, good morning. I'm Bridget Igo from the Office of Sustainability and Environment, where I work on food policy and programs. Community partners like Cesar have long pushed to broaden who's at the decision-making table. For this plan, we engaged over 250 leaders from tribal governments, community, businesses, organizations, schools, and other institutions. We focused on deep listening and dialogue to address issues like food insecurity, supporting the local food economy, preventing food waste and climate pollution, and building resilient communities. The goal was to develop a plan that centered on the values and priorities like partners like Cesar.
This plan supports our local food system, and importantly, it supports communities like mine. It ensures our families have access to fresh, affordable food, and that our cultural knowledge and traditions are preserved for generations to come.
As Cesar said, this plan now supports dozens, actually hundreds of community-led organizations and programs across Seattle. And this year, initiatives like those led at Lake City Collective have been added to a new online map so that people can explore local efforts in their neighborhoods and also hold the city accountable to our priorities of fair access to healthy, affordable food and food that's produced in ways that benefit people and the planet.
Our city is an ecosystem of communities preserving their heritage, caring for each other, and protecting the environment. My home is in the north side, in Seattle's largest creek watershed. City Hall sits down in the center, and for our next speaker's home is in the south, along the Duwamish River.
Hello, I'm Carmen Martinez. For over 23 years, I've worked with youth on environmental projects in Seattle's South Park. The work is personal. My grandmother came here 64 years ago to raise her children. My uncles once swam in the Duwamish River, which later became a Superfund site. We've been working ever since to restore it, focusing on education and understanding of our regional water system.
Hi, I'm Belinda Chin, the Public Programs Manager at Cedar River Watershed Education Center. Seattle's mountain watersheds provide some of the nation's highest quality drinking water to 1.6 million people. And we cannot sustain that without equity. Last year, we launched a field program inviting BIPOC communities, immigrants, elders, youth, and others to tour the watershed, connect with nature, and learn about Seattle's water system. This year, we're continuing that work with our community partners to reshape the utility into one that is multi-generational, culturally relevant, historically grounded, and rooted in shared decision-making.
After visiting the watershed, we talked about where our water came from and what caused the floods that displaced our neighbors. Hearing it from youth makes a bigger impact. Our community doesn't just want to take a survey. We want to become leaders in protecting our home.
The youth I work with now are children of those I supported a generation ago. While cleaning the river takes time, this work is making a real difference. We have changed the narrative. Government is now coming to us, and we are all working together.
Our amazing community partners have just shared what reflects the One Seattle approach, where local government and community partners share power to co-create innovative and culturally relevant climate solutions.
All of us on this stage, along with our community and organizations, will continue to work together to build a healthy, thriving, and resilient Seattle for generations to come. Thank you.
Every time I watch that video, it makes me emotional because it's such evidence of the fruits of our labor, of when we really truly co-create together and we work with community, that we are truly a village, right? That's thriving together to make sure that our city and our communities can have not just a livelihood that is for their generations to come, but even for their current livelihood now. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce Jillian Youngblood. One moment, let me back up a little bit. Yep, here we go, so sorry. I want to introduce Jillian Youngblood, the National Civic League's Director of the Deliberative Democracy, as well as the Executive Director of Civic Genius, a national nonpartisan civic engagement organization that became a part of the League in 2024. Jillian partners with governments and communities on citizen assemblies and a range of other deliberative processes. And bonus for us, she is a Seattle resident. Please join me in welcoming Jillian Youngblood to present the All-America City Award.
Hello, everyone. I'm not allowed to be on the jury for the All-America City Awards because I have clear favorites, a clear favorite. It is so good to be here with all of you today. I am the Director of Deliberative Democracy at the National Civic League. I'm the Executive Director of Civic Genius, and I'm also the Board Chair of the Seattle City Club, so I know I've met some folks there as well. And I live just across the lake in Redmond, so it's an immense pleasure to be here with all of you today to celebrate Seattle's 4th All-America City win. Just a few weeks ago, the National Civic League gathered communities from across the country in Denver for the 76th All-America City Award event. Each year, this award honors 10 communities that are using inclusive civic engagement to tackle complex challenges and build stronger, more resilient places to live. This year's theme was environmental sustainability. Specifically, how communities are advancing sustainability through inclusive community engagement. Seattle stood out from the very beginning. Again, I'm biased, but it did. The city submitted a powerful application in March that spotlighted community-driven efforts like the Food Action Plan and the Transportation Electrification Infrastructure Plan. And of course, the Cedar River Watershed Tours were a great example of making environmental education accessible through partnership. From there, an independent panel of subject matter experts took a close look at all the applications, a lot of applications. What they found in Seattle's really stood out. Authentic engagement embedded across departments, deep and ongoing work around equity, and an impressive network of community partnerships that strengthen and sustain local efforts. Based on that strong foundation, Seattle was invited to join 19 other finalists in Denver this June. Finalist teams brought together residents, youth, nonprofit leaders, local government officials, and businesses to share the story of their work. The energy in Denver was electric, which I now realize is a great pun that I didn't even intend. It was so electric, actually, that my Apple Watch kept telling me that it was a hazardous noise level for the entire weekend. I don't know if anyone else had that experience. I think it was a good thing. So communities were sharing strategies, communities learned from each other, they made real connections, and then they took the stage to present their stories to a jury of national civic leaders. The jury was especially moved by Seattle's long-standing commitment to equity and community voice. They recognized the city's ambitious climate goals, its serious approach to engagement, and the commitment to language access, not just in the presentation, but throughout your everyday work. Don and Cesar mentioned the pomp and circumstance of some of the other delegations. I think Tallahassee had the world's largest levitating magnet, which I'm told is very cool. It was very cool. Someone brought a middle school rock band. So there was a lot going on, a lot of energy. And I'll just say Seattle didn't really need those bells and whistles because you really competed and won on the merits. The work really spoke and continues to speak for itself. As you look ahead, we encourage Seattle to stay the course, especially when deep, equitable community engagement isn't trending or when the political winds shift. These are the moments when commitment matters most. The National Civic League and Civic Genius stand ready to support you as you continue to innovate in local governance and shape a democracy that meets the real needs and aspirations of Seattleites. So, on behalf of the jury and the National Civic League, it is my great honor to present Seattle with the 2025 All-America City Award. Congratulations on this well-earned recognition, and thank you to everyone who played a role in making Seattle a model of civic engagement and environmental leadership.
Okay, before I give incredible thanks and praise to the wonderful work that the community and the city's done, I have to put my coaching hat on first. My coaching for this team. Number one, you always have your walk-in music pre-planned. You don't start making that up on the spot. Number one. Number two, your dance was a little suspect there. We want to synchronize that a little better here. But other than that, it was a 10 out of a 10. So, I have a few thank yous I really want to get out, but I want to start with just a short story that happened this morning. This morning, I visited a school called Rising Star, and these are about 90 kids that they're having some challenges in school relative to math and reading, and sometimes English is a second language for a lot of these kids. And it's a combination of teachers and community-based organizations working with these kids, sometimes one-on-one, sometimes 3 students, and it was amazing work. And by the way, Jillian, your son Oscar reminds me of me. He's got quite an appetite on him. That's all I did. So this morning I watched these kids get affirmed. I asked the teacher, I said, do some of these kids know that they're struggling a little in school? Because some of them are like in 2nd, 3rd grade. He said, not really, but perhaps they feel a little differently. And I said, well, I could have been one of those kids in there, because right when they hit around 5th or 6th or 7th grade, they start realizing, the self-talk kicks in about, maybe I'm not as good as or smart. But all they need is that love, that nurturing those skills, the power of affirmation. And I tell you that story, Jillian, because these awards are the affirmation that we have the right employees in place, the right community leaders in place, the right department heads in place. It's an affirmation. And if anyone that works around me for any short period of time will realize I'm all about positive affirmations. I've seen what happens when the negative affirmations come into play. You're not good enough. You're not strong enough. You're not smart enough. And in a city like Seattle, we have big city issues. We know the issues are there. Climate change is a big part of it. Income inequality is a big part of it. Housing unaffordability is a big part of it. And we're throwing the kitchen sink at these issues, and it feels good for an organization to say, but you're on the right track. Because if we keep saying we are losing, we are failing, we are not good enough, guess what happens? We start acting accordingly, but not under our One Seattle model. We hold each other up. That doesn't mean we don't ignore the fact that we can do better. We know we could always do better. So when I look at these awards and we receive these awards, it affirms us, and for that we are eternally thankful. Specifically, when we look at our food action plan and the electrification work that we're doing, the tours, the carbon neutral utility that we are running, I know from a person who was just born a couple miles from here that we have the right people in place. And I will say to our community-based organizations, Celeste, Cesar, Linda, it's all about you. What I mean by that is we do this work for the community. The community leaders, our goal are to empower you and to give you resources to succeed. And sometimes to get out of the way, especially when they're dancing on a stage like that, to get out of their way, because you all are on point with your dancing, by the way. I'll just leave it there. But in all seriousness, thank you, Jillian. Thank you for affirming this city that we're doing some right things, and I'm very, very honored to take credit for all this work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mayor Harrell. Thank you all for joining us today to celebrate this impactful win for Seattle. Your presence and support means so much to us as we continue to strive for a more inclusive and engaged community. Let us give our Seattle delegation one more big round of applause and love.